Yo, 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 what's going on? So, another episode of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host for tonight, your boy J Mac Main.
And I'm your co-host, the Big Bad Booty Daddy.
Yeah, and Saheem, the dream is handling business for the network, taking care of personal stuff. He can do that because he can have all that corporate stuff. Yeah. So, so uh, a lot's been going on. A lot's coming up. We have NXT takeover on Saturday.
Halloween Havoc, yep.
Yeah, Halloween Havoc, right? Halloween Havoc Saturday. Um, we had Raw this past Monday. We had Raw Monday. We had NXT and also Dynamite, which didn't know about. So you guys told me. So Dynamite was on yesterday. Um, so I guess we'll cross paths out. I'll fill in for. I'll give an update or recap of NXT. I guess you can do the recap on Dynamite.
All right.
But so we're gonna start off with Raw. What'd you think about Raw, Ant?
It's, uh, it was, you could tell Hunter wasn't around. They didn't have that Hunter feeling.
Right.
But I feel like since Hunter goes, yeah, he plans stuff. But I think as the show goes on, I think he kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like flip, you know what I'm saying? Like Hunter.
Yeah.
But that Elias came back. Elias came back, which was it was kind of interesting what they doing with him with this babyface role. I didn't think they were gonna go the babyface route with him. I thought he was gonna align. I thought he was gonna him and Seth was gonna align with each other the way it was looking, and then when they started getting physical, I'm like, oh wow. Uh, what else happened on Raw? What else happened on Raw?
So I know we had the
Oh,
potential.
see,
Oh yeah, the OC made their return.
yeah, and
Um,
Dominic beating AJ.
that was horrible. That yeah
That,
that yeah that was bad. That was funny because AJ said he's gonna beat the piss out of Dominic. I haven't heard that in so long. So I was just like, yeah, AJ, you definitely showing your age on that one. But another thing that was interesting was the fact that the Miz was supposed to fight Dexter Loomis, and he ended up attacking him with the chair. So and that match never happened. But then it's like all night Gargano was like, "Hey, did you tell him you should tell the
yeah,
truth,
yeah.
come
What is that
clean."
about? I don't know where they're going with that.
Right, exactly. Because I mean, I guess it would indicate why Dexter was targeting the Miz this whole time. But yeah, like I thought we was gonna get some insight on it, but I guess they'll let us know. I guess at some point or
Yeah, I have no
um
insight. So they didn't have the match, right? With he just attacked Dexter.
yeah, they didn't have it. Yeah, Miz attacked him, and there was backstage. Johnny saying kept telling,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I seen that
admit
part.
it." Yeah, so I mean, yeah, then well, Raw started off weird with the whole Lashley and
Lesnar, yeah,
Brock
that was
feud, and then I'm looking back on it. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, all right, we finally get to see Brock and Lashley, but then I realized we had that last year. So
yeah.
I
But
mean,
we
so
needed
I
it
guess
again. It was good. We needed that again.
right. So I guess Brock only works with certain people. I take it. Um,
I'm surprised that he actually came back. I didn't think he was ever gonna come back.
oh Brock.
Yeah, because the rumor was that his loyalty was the Vince. Like that was his loyalty. But I guess some people say money, like people say Brock about his money, but I don't think it has anything to do with his money. I think he had to see what Triple H was gonna go with this.
Right.
Is he gonna let him be Cowboy Brock? I think he likes being Cowboy Brock though. I really think he does like that. I think he likes that shit a lot. And it's really him. You can see he's having fun with it. He's having fun with it. And
Right, yeah, he definitely is.
I'm here for the match though. I'm not gonna lie because it was long. It's long overdue for their rematch. It was long overdue for their rematch. And the way the way they've been killing each other, damn near. I'm here for it. If they're gonna do that in Dubai, I doubt it. I don't know how they are over there with the violence and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm here for it. That's the match I'm looking for when it comes to Crown Jewel.
All right, so we got DJ Phase. The delegation is here.
What's going on, DJ Phase? Shout out DJ
What up?
Phase. Shout out DJ
Yes.
Phase.
So I'm trying to see what else happened on Raw that was fairly interesting.
OC against Alpha Academy.
I feel like with Alpha Academy, like anybody that's coming back or returning, like they get put up against Alpha Academy in some shape or fashion. Like if you're coming back, all right, your first match is gonna be against Chad Gable. Like no matter who you are, like your first match back is gonna be against Chad Gable, which is crazy, but.
Yeah, I feel like it was Braun fought him, and now the OC is fighting him.
And then when Gargano came back, his first match was against Chad
Gable. Yeah, I didn't catch on to that pattern.
I'm shocked Candice LeRae didn't fight Chad Gable. I mean, everybody come back to fight him. So
Corbin came back, and I was right. It was JBL. I knew that was JBL.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, Saheem will be upset because Dolph was the sacrificial lamb.
I was kind of upset with that too. I don't know why now Dolph is the sacrifice. Like they sacrificed him over the weekend to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what is going on with Dolph, man? Like, I'm not liking what they're doing to my boy, man.
Yeah, and not only Dolph, like we haven't seen Robert Roode since.
Yeah, I think they supposedly they're supposed to be repackaging the Glorious one. NXT version. The NXT version.
Yeah, they need to because it's like, I mean, and the good thing about it, Triple H is like molding and bringing back, you know what I'm saying, certain things that we see. We saw Max Dupree gets, you know, trashed, and here comes LA Knight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad Triple H is kind of like bringing back the I guess the gimmicks and stuff that mattered.
Yeah,
it made sense.
Factions, you know, we get a lot of factions now.
Yeah, like I had pulled up a graphic where you know, they had a lot of, you know, all the current factions in WWE, and I looked at them like, okay, Raw got a couple, SmackDown got a couple, and NXT has a couple.
They got Imperium, Bloodline, New Day. Well, I don't count New Day because it's a tag team.
Yeah, so the Imperium,
Brutes,
the Brawling Brutes, the guy on the Phantasma, Hit Row.
Oh yeah, Hit Row, yeah.
So
they need another women's faction.
I think they need to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler faction. I think they need to go ahead and just do that.
What, and bring those other two girls back? Sam? You know what I'm talking about, right? The ones that was with NXT?
Yeah, Marina Shafir, and I don't like them, honestly.
I think Marina Shafir is in AEW.
Yeah, I think so. So I think they should rebrand it. And instead of, you know, Shafir, I mean, you can bring one of them back, the one that's not signed with AEW, and put Sonya Deville with them.
Yeah, Sonya Deville. Yeah, she needs to do something.
Because I know she was on NXT last night with Toxic Attraction. I don't know if that's like, it was like a one-off or one-hit thing. But all right, DJ Phase says Charlotte coming back. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors and things about her coming back. I haven't read them because I don't know. I guess I want to be like a regular wrestling fan and be surprised. You know,
I haven't been seeing anything on Twitter. You know, Twitter be spilling all the beans. I haven't seen nothing on Twitter about her coming back or when. Nothing. I thought she would have came back at Extreme Rules after
Yeah,
Bianca won. That's what I was waiting for because they was kind of on Bianca for a long time. The camera. I'm like, all right, any minute now, Charlotte's music about to drop.
yes. I mean, I guess they're holding off pulling the trigger with Charlotte's return. Naomi and Sasha return as well as, and we all know it's pretty much inevitable. Mia Yim's return. Um, so I guess I don't know, what they're waiting for, but they're kind of holding the trigger. I mean, maybe he's holding them to be like surprise entrance in the Rumble. Um, but as far as Charlotte, I can see Mia Yim probably being the surprise entrant in the Rumble if she's not announced before then. But
Mia Yim. I thought Mia Yim is on Impact.
well, she was, but her contract expired. It expires this month.
Damn, already?
Yes, I don't know if she has a non-complete clause of 90 days, but so October, November, December. Yes, that would take her into Royal Rumble. And we all know how Triple H feels about it. So Triple H definitely gonna bring her back. That's pretty much a no-brainer if she wants to come back, which I don't see
I
she
think
wouldn't.
she might want to be with her husband though. You know, everybody wants to be with everybody's doing the husband. Oh, that's my best friend thing.
I mean, well, yeah, to a certain extent, because well, I guess if as far as Zelina Vega's situation went, it was she wanted to, but then Alistair kind of was a free agent. He went to AEW before. Before, he wasn't signed with anybody before she came back to WWE. That's when Alistair ended up going to AEW. So I guess that's the difference. But yeah, typically a lot of I'm trying to see if there are any other ones that's well outside of Charlotte and Andrade. But I think Andrade's trying to make his way back to WWE
Oh yeah,
also.
he's definitely gonna make his way back because they took him off the show a couple weeks ago. You know, he got into it with the crybaby, him
Right.
and Sammy, and now they just all his matches. He's supposed to have a feud with 10, with from the Dark Order number 10, and for the mask for career. And the Sammy thing happened, and they just took him off, and now they adding Roosh into it, but there's no stipulations now with him and Roosh, so I don't. They really messed that back up, so I don't know what they're gonna do with Andrade, but he's been hanging a lot lately with Charlotte, talking about free Andrade and all this.
Right. All right.
So
So DJ Face said, remember on SummerSlam when they did the video package for Charlotte was coming back to SmackDown and just crickets after that. Um, yeah, have I seen? I don't think I've seen the video. I think matter of fact, I think I did, but I don't know. It's I think as far as Charlotte, I think she's taking extra time off. I'm taking it, but um, and like I said, Triple H, it's with Triple H bringing back so many people, like what I'm saying, randomly and calling people up. And I guess he's trying to figure out a way how to integrate Charlotte. But I do feel like uh, you probably would have to bring her to Raw because of the fact that she didn't. We don't want to see her and Ronda feud again. So yeah, let her go to Raw, feud with Bianca for a little bit, and then I guess we see what happens from there.
I'm tired of Ronda just all like
Yeah, that's why I feel like as far as Ronda, like that's why I say we put her with Shayna, give her a breath of fresh air, something different, a different look, because ever since she's been there, she's been the baddest woman on the planet, quote unquote. She's been by herself and stuff like that. So now you put her with Shayna, you put her in a faction where she can just be the tough guy. Don't gotta say
I
too
would
much.
like
Yeah, so
yeah, I would like to see her go against Shayna. I'm not gonna lie.
now I wanted to see that match also. And I think they teased it a little bit a couple times, but they just never like pulled the trigger or actually went through with it. But I definitely want to see that too. I'm here for all that. Um, but yeah, I definitely would want to see I mean, I really don't want to see Charlotte fight anybody, but you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, she didn't had feuds with everybody. I think except for Bianca. So I guess that would be something decent. Um, and maybe Triple H is holding off on that because after Crown Jewel, we have Survivor Series, and after Survivor Series, there's no pay per view until Royal Rumble because
Day one got canceled.
yeah, I was highly upset about that because I was upset, but I wasn't because I was planning to go to day one. Um, so I was like, all right, well, whatever I did, I would have to, end it quick, or end it early to make sure I'm back here for day one. But now since day one's not happening, like whatever I decide to do on New Year's, I don't have to rush back here for it. But it sucks because now it's like after Survivor Series, we don't have no pay per view until Royal Rumble, which is at the end of January.
When is Rumble? January what?
I think 28th.
Damn. They're
Yeah,
gonna do a lot of stories is gonna get built though. It's that long term story builder.
right. And then after Rumble, there's no pay per view until Mania. So it's like,
Oh, they're not doing Elimination Chamber no more?
yeah. I mean, when I looked at the pay per view schedule, I didn't see it unless I mean, they may change it, but as of right now, yeah. This let me see. Yeah, so I think all right. So boom, you have Halloween Havoc, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, November 26th, and Royal Rumble, January 28th. Um, yeah, let's see.
They
Trying
gotta
to
be
see.
doing sign in February or whenever that is.
All right, so this is 2022.
But how you feel about the OC though, Sal?
Huh?
How you feel about the OC coming back? Did you seen it happening or was you surprised when it happened?
You know what's funny?
Because
I just
on Twitter they was talking about going back to Japan. That's how they were teasing everybody on Twitter.
so the crazy part about it was I with David because they weren't on AEW for a while. They weren't doing anything on Impact. So I was like, there's a possibility, but then it's like that morning, like my social media was blowing up. Like I just every other post I've seen, the Good Brothers AEW, I mean in WWE bound, Good Brothers headed back to WWE, Good Brothers sign. I'm like, all right. And then when I saw the Judgment Day in the ring and AJ come out, I'm like, all right. Then like the words he was using, like yeah, from day one, from Japan all over here. I'm like, all right, he's gonna bring him out.
I'm
Um,
hoping I'm hoping that this leads to them. I know it's a big like what if, but I'm hoping that this can get them to get Jay White to come to WWE.
yeah, I mean, right,
Because he
because
tweeted something when they signed. He tweeted he never acknowledges WWE on his Twitter.
oh,
I mean, I'm
okay,
not saying that he talks bad about them or anything like that, but I'm just saying though, like for him to salute that, like he was proud that they went back there. But I know he's stuck with New Japan. No, not stuck, but he's the main thing over there now because you got a lot of dudes is stepped away from New Japan, and you got a couple of the main guys are getting old. So yeah, I wasn't surprised, but the way they were talking on Twitter, I really thought they were gonna go to New Japan first. But it's weird though because I think they were on schedule for Indies and they're still on it. I'm surprised. I don't know if Triple H is switching the things around with the rules now, letting guys do Indies work while they with WWE. I forgot what new signee is booked for Indy. Was it the OC? Yeah,
yeah,
it's
probably,
Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson's the pure. He's the the open weight champion in Japan.
yeah. So DJ Face said Anderson got two matches on the same day, Crown Jewel and New Japan.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know either.
Like,
Because it's
how is
like
this?
because I know Crown Jewel's early. I do know that. So unless only thing I'm thinking is if but if he goes to Crown Jewel Saudi Arabia, don't he got to come back to the States to go to Japan, or is it a flight from Saudi Arabia that will take him over there?
I don't know.
I'm thinking he have to come back to the States and then go. He's gonna be tired as hell.
Yeah, he's unless they. I don't know how they're gonna work that. Unless he's forfeiting the title, I don't know. Unless they're gonna, unless they're gonna pull some. They're gonna pull something where they're gonna make it look like he. I don't know. I don't. I'm just confused. If he makes it to Japan and wrestles, I'm gonna be like, yo, he's the man. 'Cause that's weird. I don't know how you're gonna do that one.
That's gonna be real interesting. If I mean now, obviously, his match would have to be first. You know what I'm saying? The Judgment Day versus
Yeah.
that would have to be first. All right, she said, all right. So DJ Face says Saudi Arabia to Japan is a 13-hour flight. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's not making that. Yeah, he's not making that. But the New Japan shows come on kind of late here though. They be like 4 in the morning here.
He said he's trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I mean, yes, I don't know how they're gonna pull that one off. 13 hours because that's I mean the Saudi Arabia. I mean because Crown Jewel is kind of early. Crown Jewel is around 12 o'clock. So, but then even so, if it's a 20-minute match and he leaves literally after that, he'll be in Japan by 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and what time is that here?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
But I think that's what time they be coming on here though. Cause I'm not gonna lie, when I be catching it, I be have to stay up to like 4 in the morning to catch it. Like I know the G1 Classic used to be like crazy early in the morning here.
Oh, it's only an hour difference because right now in Japan. Oh no, right now it's 12:11 p.m. in Tokyo. So they're about 11-hour difference. So I mean, I mean, I guess he could probably pull it off.
That's gonna be a hell of a pull off. I mean, most likely we know he's gonna lose. I think he's fighting Tonga. I think he's going against Tonga, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, DJ Face says 2 p.m. East Coast. Let's see. But yeah, so I mean, and obviously as we mentioned, Triple H wasn't on Raw because he has COVID. They said it's still in the air on he whether he'll be on SmackDown or not because now the time frame is 5 days. So depending on when he first was out, it'll probably be if it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would be the fifth day. So I think he may take the full week and be back for Raw Monday. But I mean, or yeah, Raw Monday. That's what I'm thinking. Um, but yeah, so
I'm glad he's all right because I was kind of like, whoa, because that heart condition.
right, yeah, because that would have sucked to have something happen to him, and what I'm saying around this time we're like, oh snap. Um, all right, so let's see. All right, so I'll basically run down NXT real quick, and I'll let you touch base on Dynamite. So NXT honestly was, and I had put in a group. NXT last night was basically NXT versus the main roster.
All the matches?
Yeah, except only match that wasn't like that was Carmelo Hayes and and it was a Skip something. They fought Wesley and I don't know the other guy that was on
I don't
Wesley's
know what they're
team.
gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do with Carmelo because they just had him on the main. He just debuted on a dark match on the main roster, and now he's back in the NXT. I
Well,
thought they.
I mean, he's slated to be in that ladder match. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he's probably gonna lose the ladder match, and once he gets that out the way, I guess that's when he'll be called up into the main roster. Whichever side he decides to go. But yeah, it was like literally every match because the first match was Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez. They had a dope match. Roxanne Perez actually, well, Dominic quote unquote tried to get involved, and Roxanne Perez ended up losing that match. The second match, I want to say it was Alba Fire versus Sonya Deville. Let me see.
Sonya Deville won that?
Nah, Alba Fire won by disqualification because Toxic Attraction came out. And then the cheesiest thing ever happened. So um what's her name? Not Cora Jade. Gigi Dolan and the other girl, they had her arms, and Sonya Deville had the bat, and she had the bat in her mouth. So Mandy Rose comes out with the belt, and she's like, "Yeah, you kidnapped me," and she's talking all this trash. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Alba Fire gets this Super Saiyan power, so she beats up all three of them by at one time, dressed them back. And I'm like, really? So yeah, that was kind of it's kind of weird. Um, then what happened? Let me see. All right, so let me go back to the matches so I can go in order. All right, so then you had so you had Channing Stack Lorenzo versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So Shinsuke was the surprise opponent.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Yeah, Shinsuke ended up winning that match. Yeah, okay, so it was after Shinsuke, it was the Fire versus Sonya Deville. Then Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams versus Wesley and Oro Mensah. All right, then you had Chisholm versus Cameron Grimes in the OC.
I'm surprised Wesley is still over there. I thought they were gonna cut him.
I thought so too. And I'm the only thing that I think that would kind of save him right now is if I guess the results or the rumors about his what his wife was saying, and they kind of bring back his partner.
But his partner is back with the Rascals, and they're doing their thing. I don't think he's gonna leave that.
Oh, okay. So it might be a wrap for that.
Yeah.
All right. So you had the contract signing. So, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance is gonna fight Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark for the tag titles next week, and then Pretty Deadly is fighting Malik Blade and Idris Inofe, whatever.
I'm not into Pretty Deadly. Like, I don't know what they see in them.
Yeah, I guess if these flamboyant guys, I don't.
If they're in ring, I'm like, yo, like, I don't know.
Yeah, then Shotzi showed up on NXT because she's gonna be the host of
Oh yeah. Halloween Havoc behind
yeah
Big Daddy V, right?
yeah Quincy Elliott uh yeah, and then you had Cora Jane versus Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez. I'm sorry, and then the KO show. So yeah, like I said, you had a handful of main roster guys integrated into NXT this past week. That's why I said it was pretty much NXT versus the main roster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, like I said, and I get it. They're building for Halloween Havoc. So, like I had a conversation with one of my coworkers. He hates the whole NXT thing. He hates NXT with a passion. He hates that Triple H is integrating NXT guys into the main roster. I had to tell him, I was like, honestly, if you think about it, everybody on the main roster, at some shape, form, or fashion, pretty much, and well, AEW was part of NXT, but he doesn't want to hear it. He hates him. So I'm like, hey, I mean, what can I say?
So he's not liking what's going on.
He doesn't like he likes it, but he doesn't like the NXT as he calls them the NXT guys. Like he doesn't like Karrion Cross. He doesn't like he feels like he doesn't like Candice LeRae. He feels Johnny Gargano might be okay. But yeah, he doesn't like he feels like Triple H is forcing AEW, I mean NXT on us. And I'm like, no, I say NXT is developmental. You know what I'm saying? They go to NXT, they get developed to come to the main roster. That's the whole gist of it. But yeah, he doesn't get it, but he's an older guy, so you can't tell them but so much. All right, so I'll let you recap us on Dynamite last night.
Dynamite, first match on Dynamite. What happened on Dynamite? We had we had Tony Storm against Io Shirai. That was a good match. Tony Storm ended up winning. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter came out. And then Saraya came out. They came out. They jumped Io Shirai. Saraya came back. Saraya came out and helped her, and then the other Japanese, the young girl, I forgot her name. She came back, and they ended up helping out Tony Storm and Saraya. I don't know where they're going with Tony Storm as his interim champion stuff, and I don't know when what's her name, man? I don't know when the champion. What the hell is her name, man? Thunder Rosa, yeah. I don't know when Thunder Rosa is gonna come back. What else do we have? We had that was a good match. Though. I don't know where they're going with Tony Storm. I don't think the crowd's kind of feeling her as champion, really. We had Jericho. Jericho and defended the Ring of Honor Championship for against Dalton Castle. That was a great match. Jericho ended up winning, of course, the Ring of Honor Championship, the Ocho. He ended up winning. That was a great match. Dalton Castle was like underrated. He's funny. He could wrestle. He could do it all. Right? Him and the boys. That stuff is just hilarious. Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Bryan had a little falling out because of what happened with the Daniel Garcia situation about how he trusted Daniel Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
We had the FTR was there, but they didn't have a match. They issued out a number one contenders match with Swerving Out Glory. With Swerving Out Glory now, I see where they're going with this, but like how we saying in the group chat yesterday, I don't know why they even put them together, but I understand they're gonna build a feud out of it, but they didn't have to do that because them as a tag team, they're not tag team guys. It was good, but it wasn't like what we want. It wasn't what we needed from Keith Lee. Keith Lee is that guy. He's him. And then you could see that next week it's probably going to be the last time that we see Swerving Out Glory as a team. We had the Ass Boys still coming out calling out FTR. FTR got a lot of people coming after them, as you know. The United what's their name? The United Empire, I think that's their name. They came back. Maria Bennett and her husband. So they got a lot of guys coming at them. They got Brian Cage and they got the Gates of Agony after them. They got the Empire after them. They got the Guns after them. So they're hot target right now. What else we had? We had the wardrobe thing is still going on. I don't know what they're doing with that. They called out who they called out. I forgot who they called out, but yeah, the wardrobe thing. I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. They putting their titles on the line against the Empire. Yeah, that's what they're doing. I guess they're doing a tag team match, and whoever wins gets both the Ring of Honor and the TNT title. I guess that's what they're doing with that. What else happened yesterday? Oh, Jay Lethal and Darby situation. That's escalating. escalated backstage. Jay Lethal attacked Garvey and ended up putting the parking lot gate on his ribs and then put him in a figure four leg lock. This guy Darby and his stunts, man. I don't know how long he think his career gonna last. He keep doing these crazy stunts,
Right.
especially a guy with his size. You know, he's gonna end up walking like Jeff Hardy before he's 40. So he keeps going this route. So but I was surprised that the Indian guy wasn't with Jay Lethal this week. I guess they giving that up because he hasn't even had a match since he's been in AEW. I think he's like there. I don't know if they're trying to get a fan base in India or something. I don't know, but yeah, he wasn't there. The tall dude, he looked like Great Khali a little bit, but what else happened yesterday? The MJF promo, him and Regal, that was a good promo. It kind of went extra a little long, but it was a good promo. MJF, that guy is golden, man. He made some valid points though. He made some very valid points about his ties to WWE and how Regal doubted him and this and that, and he told him no and this and that. He was too young, and then Regal went into when he was younger, fighting against grown men, and it just went. It was just great, you know. It was good. That guy MJF could get the crowd. He could get the crowd to boo anybody. Like it doesn't even matter who was in the ring with him. They're gonna boo whoever he's having a promo against. So they're definitely gonna. That's one thing about him. And what else happened? Oh yeah, the Hangman and Moxley match. I hope Hangman's all right. That didn't end too good. Hangman ended up falling on his neck like how Big E did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they had to stretcher him out.
Yeah, I was actually I saw the stuff on that, so I actually wanted to go back and watch it. But yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, they had to stretcher him out, and they showed MJF. I think MJF was in the crowd like how he always is in the box seat watching when Moxley fights, and then he disappears during the match. So they made it seem like he went to go change his clothes or something like that. That's what I looked at it like, oh, he went to go put his gear on. He about to cash in that trip. I think that's the route that they was gonna go before Hangman got hurt because they was dragging a lot after Hangman got hurt. They didn't know what to do, and they ended up putting a mic in Moxley's hand. He cut a promo, and then MJF ended up coming out. When I seen him come out in his street clothes, that's when I knew I was like, all right, he's pump faking now. But the way I think if Hangman would have never ended up getting hurt, I think MJF was going to cash that chip in, and he was going to end up probably penning uh, Hangman instead of Mox to keep that story going. That's how I looked at it was going to happen. He was going to probably turn that into a triple threat in the last minute. When I was all beat up and down on the floor, I thought he was going to come out, cash in, pin whoever. But unfortunately, Hangman ended up getting injured, and it doesn't look too good. They didn't even show him leaving off on the gurney or nothing. I don't know if he was moving his arms or his legs, but hopefully he's good. I ain't seen nothing on Twitter today about it. But MJF did come out. He pump faked and he made it. He said he's gonna do it the honest way. He's gonna do it the righteous way. He's gonna face Moxley at Full Gear in November in Philadelphia, in New Jersey. So yeah, they got their main event. And the Lucha Brothers ended up, and Death Triangle ended up beating Best Friends again for the 6-man title. Pac and Phoenix got into it because Pac wanted to use a hammer, and Ray Phoenix was telling me he didn't have to use no hammer. So I see Pac is going back to the old ways, Pac, the dark side Pac. So I don't know how long the Lucha Brothers, Death Triangle are gonna have these 6-man belts for. They don't have no competition because this is like the third time they face the Best Friends already. They faced them in the qualifying tournament, then they faced them again after they won the belt, and now they faced them again this week. So I don't know what they're doing with that. But besides that, it was a good show. It was good. It was decent. You know, outside of the Hangman finish, you know, we didn't get the finish that we thought we was gonna get. But it was a great show. The only thing I don't like about with AEW right now that they're not telling us like what's going on with this suspension thing with the Bucks. Like when are they coming back? Like, because they're desperately needed right now.
Right. So I was just literally reading, and I guess I'll touch base on that with the news and rumors that I've been reading. So I was literally just reading It said that there's good news in this side of it because there's no timetable, but they said that that for the first time, Tony Schiavone did acknowledge last night that um, the Elite was the inaugural trios
Yeah,
champion.
yeah, he
So
did.
so he said that could be a good sign
And the rumor has it they was backstage supposedly. I
for
don't
the
know if it was this week or last week. I know they was there. Oh, Ace still ended up getting fired from AEW.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so I have a couple of little rumors here that that I guess will clear up a lot of stuff. All right, so let's get into the news and rumors part. All right, all right, so first news and rumor on the docket. So last week was DX 25th anniversary,
Yeah.
and it slated that Billy Gunn was supposed to appear on Raw with them. Road Dogg, got in contact with Billy. He was like, "Hey, are you gonna be able to make it?" Billy said, "Yes, I'm in." So Road Dogg said, "All right, cool." By the time, I think it was Oklahoma City. By the time they landed in Oklahoma City, they reached out to Billy like, "Hey, so are you still in?" He was like, "Nah, I can't do it." So I don't know if it was a Tony Khan thing or what happened or what transpired on why he couldn't make it, but yeah, according to the report, he was all in until that happened.
I kind of
Uh,
figured he was gonna be there. I was telling y'all in the group chat, I'm like, yo, Daddy Ass is gonna pop up, but I think Tony Khan has something to do with that.
yeah, and then they were saying basically how the fact that AEW and WWE are like, I guess, rivals to a certain extent. They didn't want to cross promote, which I mean, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. What else do we have? Um, oh, so also on NXT last night, I forgot to mention, during the Kevin Owens show, you had JD McDonough, Brian Breaker, and Elian Dragunov. Every KO show or contract signing ends with a brawl. So they all got into it. Ilya Dragunov was left standing with the belt the belt in his hand, had the belt raised. And here comes Austin Theory with the Money in the Bank contract, standing in the aisleway, just looking at him. So I guess this is another good way to tease. So that was
Theory can cash in on the NXT superstar. I didn't know that.
yeah, any champion.
I forgot about that.
All right. So to address the rumor that we talked about earlier in the show, so Carl Anderson will not defend the never open weight title due to WWE scheduling conflict. So I'm trying to see. All right. So he said, "New Japan, I love that you've done for the Good Brothers through the years. I'm the greatest never open weight champion of all time. I only work when the lights are bright. November 5th, we're not coming. We're not coming. We'll come on our time. The machine gun will let you know when I'm coming to defend my championship." So that was Carl Anderson's, response to not being able to make the New Japan event due to this contract, due to contract, due to obviously scheduling, because there's no way he's gonna wrestle Crown Jewel and fly 13 hours to Japan and defend the belt.
Yeah.
So I guess this is why we didn't get the Dexter Lumis versus Miz match last night. The Miz is currently working through an injury. The Miz had made a fake injury this past Monday on Raw to get out of the match against Dexter Loomis. However, he is actually working through an actual injury at the moment. While appearing on uh, Eckler's Edge with Los Angeles Rams running back Austin Eckler, the topic of bumps and bruises came up in to pro wrestling and football. The Miz revealed he's been having issues with the busted bursa sac. So Miz said, I just got back from Monday Night Raw. I didn't have a match, but anytime you have matches, we have matches over the weekend. Any match, your entire body is sore. My neck, my body. When I'm done, I don't feel it. The next day, I'm like, where's this coming from? I have a bursa sac that I burst, just that keeps blowing up. It'll go away, then come back. I messed up my shoulder a little bit. You try to work out. You try to work out and work through it and maintain your body. Let's see. This week, just this week, I have to go to SmackDown. I'm not a SmackDown superstar. I'm a Raw superstar. There are two brands. I'm going on Friday to do the main event dark match to give them something a little more. To give them a little more. The live crowd, you're not going to see me on TV, but live crowd will see me. It's just that night, he said. Okay, so Miz is gonna actually, I guess he's gonna be in a dark match on SmackDown this Friday.
Okay.
So I guess that's why we didn't have the match because he's hurt and he's kind of, I guess, fighting through injury. Another rumor that I was reading was so WWE did kind of offer Paige, aka Soraya, a SmackDown general manager role.
Okay.
And she turned it down.
Very interesting.
So right, very interesting. When I was reading, I was like, so. I mean, because I know for a fact that they were sitting on Paige's contract for a while, and I know they're not gonna just let her contract expire, without or just let her walk away.
Yeah, I'm like, I think that's the best role. I don't see her doing too much in AEW. Like I was talking to Keys about it, and a couple of other people on Twitter. I was saying like she might have a couple of matches here and there, nothing too serious. But I think her main role is gonna be like how it was in WWE, helping them with their women division right
Right.
now. Because right now all they got is Madison Rain, and like I was saying, I'm like Madison Rain. I'm like I don't even know her, but they'll give her a chance. All right, but yeah, but with Soraya, I don't know. Like I don't know, man. I would love to see her get back in the ring, but is it really worth it though for her? She's young right now. She's very young. We forget that she was in WWE when she was like what 19.
Right.
She was
Yeah.
and so she's only like what 30 now. I think. Yeah, I think she's 30. I believe so. Yeah, but anyway, but like I don't know her body language when she gets into contact. It doesn't. I was just getting nervous. Like, oh man, like please, nothing go bad. Like she hasn't taken any bumps yet. She's just been throwing punches, and that was about it. But I don't know. I don't know what her role was going to be there. Her and Britt Baker. It looks like her and Britt Baker might be having a match at Full Gear. I don't know if it's going to be a singles match or is it
Mm-hmm.
going to be Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Soraya and I don't know. It's not going to be Jamie Hayter because she's probably going to be defending the title. I mean, Tony Storm, she's probably going to be defending her title. So it's probably going to be Soraya and maybe one of the Japanese girls that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, I don't know about her, man. Like I'm kind of iffy about her getting back in the ring, but I'm not no doctor or anything like that. And and I'm sure she knows her body better than anybody else. If she feels like she's ready, I'm here for it. I just don't hope. I hope it's not one of those mistakes.
Right.
She's been out the ring for how long? Like a long time. Like she hasn't wrestled a match. You can't just get back in a ring and have a match, especially with somebody like Britt Baker.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
that's AEW for you. You gotta throw you right to the wolves as soon as you get there. So
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, look at Punk. You know what I'm saying? Punk didn't even you really had no woman. He was like, all right, Darby Allin, there you go.
yeah, right out the gate, like, oh yeah, Darby Allin. Like,
Right.
wait, what? Like you could have threw Tony Nese at this guy. You throw Darby Allen at him, then you throw Will Hobbs at him. I'm like, yo, listen, y'all doing too much, man. Y'all doing too much. And there was a moment in that Will against Powerhouse Hobbs. There was a moment in that match when Punk when it almost went bad. It was like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank God that Will Hobbs, I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs is a super athlete the way he is with the strength and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, like you said, once you get there, they throw you right to the wolves. But Daniel Bryan got thrown right to Kenny Omega.
Right.
Alistair Black thrown right to Cody. Miro's probably the only one that didn't get thrown to no wolves because Miro came during the pandemic.
Right. But I
And that's
think, I mean, the only good thing about, I guess, Miro and another one you mentioned,
who Black?
yeah, no, Black and the one before Black.
Oh, Bryant.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I mean, only thing with them, they didn't take no time off. They were still kind of like still in the groove of it. So I guess for them wasn't too bad. But yeah, but like as far as Punk and I guess Soraya and these wrestlers who haven't wrestled in years. You know what I'm saying? To be like, I want to throw you into the main fight. But I mean, but I guess but I think
And then
wrestling was
when Joe came back, they threw him right in the mix.
right. Yeah, Joe had about a month or two that he wasn't doing anything. So
And he was coming off an injury.
yeah, so but I what I wonder is uh with how wrestling is now, I know we're not gonna have like a cross promotion or like anything like that, but I wonder if it'll get to a situation where they'll let they'll do favors. You know what I'm saying? Like um
Like
you
how
know
WWE borrowing people from Impact.
or
Right?
AEW, like for instance, hey, we have the Royal Rumble coming up. Hey Tony, you mind if we use Jericho? You know what I'm saying for that one night only. Vice versa. Tony like, hey, listen, we got the elite. We need somebody, so you mind as well we get the Good Brothers, have them come over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like one off kind of thing. I wonder if they would actually talk about doing that instead of a lot of instead of the cross promotion or actually but I think Triple H probably would be more so open to that maybe.
Did you hear about the Nick Khan offering The Rock an executive job with WWE?
I I think I saw well when I saw it but I didn't read it but I thought Rock reached out to Nick Khan about it.
Yeah, everyone on Twitter saying Nick Khan reached out to The Rock about he went, and I'm like, yo, Rock does have money. He could bring, but to bring him there and put him above Triple H is kind of crazy. Like,
Right. And then but like, I know Bobby Lashley he had mentioned that he said he wanted to fight Rock at WrestleMania 39, which would be interesting, but we know who would literally make sense to fight,
yeah,
The Rock.
Hello.
Let's see. I think that's about it.
they got what was something else? Um, they're talking about this giving Bray Wyatt his faction, but from what I was reading, it's not going to be faction. I heard the Wyatt Six is supposed to be like all different type of personalities that he's going through. He's supposed to be like a schizo now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because at the end of his promo last week, you see the guy with the mask. Well, the mask that he wore out at Extreme Rules was talking in riddles on the Titantron. I don't know what the hell he meant. But
Right. The mask from the black phone.
yeah, so I don't know what he meant by that, but it's a lot of stuff going on in wrestling. Too much to remember off the top of the head. I know Penta had a hell of a match this week at Triple Mania.
Mm-hmm.
He got another mask to his collection. He damn near lost his own mask in the match. He was so bloody. I gotta send you that picture, man. That picture is crazy with him holding the dude's mask and half of his mask is on his face. He looked like Moxley with all that blood coming down his face. And then we got the Omos. We got the Omos and Braun Strowman match announced for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's gonna be trash. Wow. So here's a fun fact. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
All right, so Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have competed for Impact, AEW, New Japan, WWE, and I guess you can say NXT, all in 2022.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah. And then when they was under Impact, I didn't even know they wasn't even under contract. And they wasn't under contract when they was in AEW either.
Yeah, they were. Cool. So that's crazy within itself.
And Moxley, they said Moxley just signed a deal recently. They said that half of that time he was a free agent. But they don't know. They said they think that his new deal is taken away from him doing the Indies, because if he lost his GCW title to Nick Gage the other day, last week, and so they're trying to say that might have something to do with his new 5-year contract. It has something, this 5-year deal, and it has something to him being a coach too in the back. So
yeah, because
I don't know what the pay is.
So, I know he signed a new deal, and Jericho just signed a new deal also.
Yeah. I was surprised with the Jericho one, because I thought he was gonna hang it up soon. Even though he's having the matches, he's having great matches lately and stuff. So I didn't think they were gonna give him a new deal. He's 51 years old, so it's like you're giving this guy a new deal.
But I mean, I guess he's gold right now, so why not keep it going?
Yeah, look, he's getting Ring of Honor. I knew he's getting them in their TV deal that they've been trying to get this whole time. So that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying, "Oh, why you that didn't make no sense putting the belt on him," but they needed somebody that the network would know. Like, oh, all right, we know Chris Jericho. Okay, yeah. Right. You know, I'm not no disrespect to Cesaro or nothing like that, but yeah.
He's definitely not no wizard or the Ayatollah.
Yeah, he's no wizard. Yeah, he's no Ocho. He's not the Ocho.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you got anything else to touch base on?
Nah, man. Just keep my eyes on what they're gonna do with Bray Wyatt, because I don't see nothing. They're not giving us nothing about who they're gonna feud him with. You know, right. they're saying that Survivor Series, but the rumor, the way it's looking right now on paper, that it's supposed to be the bloodline against Wyatt and whoever is going to be in his faction. They're talking about Grayson Waller, possibly. I don't think Cross is going to be, because he's feuding with McIntyre, unless they're going to end that some way.
Liv
Morgan. I think Joey Gacy might be one of the people also. Joe Gacy.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
From NXT. I don't know. I don't know, Braun. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Bray, but hopefully that's what they're doing it for War Games. They was talking about the Wyatts against the Bloodline, the Wyatt 6 against the Bloodline, and the other one, I don't think they was going to do a women's one this year. I think they was going to do the OC against Judgment Day. They was going to add a woman to the OC. I don't know who they would add, if it's not going to be Liv.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, if you look at I don't see nobody else you can add. Because you know Zelina's on SmackDown. You're not gonna add Bianca because she's feuding with Bayley. Yeah. And there's nobody. I mean, unless, but I don't see Beth Phoenix doing it without Edge. So it's so
either they're gonna put Alexa with the Wyatts and Liv with the OC. That's the way I could see it happening. But besides that, they was talking about how
they want to put Angelo Dawkins also in more singles matches. They say they liking what they're seeing out of Angelo
Yes.
Dawkins lately. And now that Montrez got a boot on his foot, so you're gonna. They said they expect him to be in more singles matches too when they're gonna get So Street Profits gonna be all right if they split them up. Everybody was doubting Angelo. I was one of the guys too that was doubting him too, but they split them up now. The way he's been putting on matches lately, it's gonna be all right. They're gonna that would be a nice if they do end up feuding. That would be a nice little feud with
Right.
Dawkins and Ford.
It was funny how so how we look at wrestling as scripted and some people call it fake, but that Triple H and Rey Mysterio interaction backstage, I was just like, all right, yeah, y'all are horrible actors. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That Ray was I was mad at Ray about that. Like, come on, bro. You just gotta whoop your son's ass. That's it.
right?
He's your
He's like,
son.
yeah, he's like, yeah, I've come to my wits end, and I can't let you know I quit. No, 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 you can't quit. I'm like, yo, this is like soap opera. Like, it's horrible. Like, oh my god.
He's like, yo, come in my office. Let's talk about it. Come on, let's talk about it. And he ended up
Like, no, I want no,
and
no,
his reward is Gunther. Like that's a reward. Oh, we're just
right?
gonna feed you. We're gonna feed you the Walter.
Yeah, you get a title match, but yeah, you just got to beat Gunther. Good luck.
Yeah, you guys got to beat Gunther, and we don't know how that's gonna turn out.
And then they what's with Triple H in car crashes? Like I think that that's it. like when he used car crashes to promote Dexter Lewis at first. Now SmackDown starts with a car crash, and you see Karrion Kross limping out, and here comes Drew McIntyre. I'm like, yo, what in the world? Like,
He's,
I was
he's
like,
trying
yeah.
to he's trying to turn the main roster parking lot into the NXT parking lot. Man.
I guess
The NXT parking lot is not safe at all.
at all. Like, yeah, I'm like, geez, like, yeah. And I also had read a rumor of them saying that they replaced Electra Lopez with Zelina Vega is because they want BFAB to actually wrestle. So I guess Zelina Vega against BFAB will be I guess it'll work better for her. But I
Yeah,
think they should
she
have
could
left.
carry B-Fam because the other girl's not carrying B-Fam. That would be like, I don't think B-Fab is not even ready. I don't know, unless she's been doing a lot of training. Like, last time I seen B-Fab, she was not impressive.
Not at all. So yeah, I think that that's mainly what it is. But yeah, so for all those people who were wondering why Zelina Vega replaced Electra Lopez, that's the main reason why. Um, I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, I think SmackDown was okay overall.
So that Wyatt promo, man, like he was really emotional, man.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
That was a very
And
different side to him.
right, and he said he never gets to show that side, which is true because he can't really come and talk because the way his character is set up, he has talking riddles or he has to he can't really just come out and be himself. So I guess for him being able to be able to do that, I guess he definitely enjoyed that.
And his new entrance music is fucking. Yo, I don't know what it is with this guy. Every time he comes back, his music just gets better and better.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if it's on iTunes because I know they update. So the thing about iTunes, which ticks me off, is I've been trying to find like the Judgment Day theme song on there, and for some reason they don't have the Judgment Day theme song, but they have the individual themes. They have Rhea Ripley's Judgment Day theme song, Finn's Judgment Day theme song, and Damian Priest. They don't have their theme song as a whole, and I'm like, what's wrong with
They
y'all?
they switched their theme song too, right?
Yes, yeah, each of them has a different theme song when it comes to when they come out separately. But I
Yeah,
want
'cause I
their
know when they came out together, that song sounded different.
yeah. So when Finn comes out, he has his version of it. In each one of them, but when they come out together, they have their own thing. Like Damage Control theme song is on here, and Butch theme song is on here. But yeah, they don't have the actual Judgment Day, which is trash. But hey, what can we do?
WWE for you.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at our 5-minute mark. Definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. Drop a comment below. And definitely drop a comment on the future and on the show. We'll definitely go back and read it and get back to you. We're definitely gonna try. We're gonna come back on Saturday and give a prediction show about NXT, about Halloween Havoc. We'll go through the match card and give our predictions on that.
All right.
But until then, I have been your fill-in host, J Mac Main.
And I'm your boy Ant Man, aka the Big Bad Booty Daddy.
Yeah, I can't do the shout out like that. I believe that. But this has been another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. We are signing off. Peace.